Alright, hey guys, my name is Virus and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at AirRB. Now this isn't live commentary, this is me sitting down in my chair after playing this game and providing the commentary afterwards, but I kind of wanted to talk about AirRB because recently in the comments I was asked to take out some planes and, give my thoughts on AirRB and why I don't really play it very often on this channel. Pretty much all of my content is based on just strictly ground forces and naval forces, and there is a reason for that, one of them being I'm awful at AirRB. This game, nothing too crazy happens, I just want to let you know now. This is just, I think I got 2 kills and an assist, so it's an okay game, I think. So why don't I play AirRB? Well, there's 2 main reasons. One, I'm awful at it, so I don't feel like making content on it because it's not going to help anybody. I'm literally the worst. Like, I can hardly even take a bowfighter's wing off with 20 mils. And I actually do leave this guy alone because I think he's going into a flat spin, so I'm just like, okay, well, he's dead. He's going to be done. But yeah, so I'm not good at this, so I don't like making content on it because at the same, like, I want to get better at it, right? I want to get better at it, and I want to be good at this game, like in every aspect, right? Because that's a big part of this game is the Air Force's part. But that kind of gets into the second part, which is that it's really just not fun. During this game, there's going to be a part in the game where we kill everybody but one guy. We kill everybody but one guy, and we have to fly around for, I think it's 3 or 4 minutes looking for him. Like, that doesn't sound like a lot, but at the end of the day, when you're in ground forces, you're popping to the bows like one after another. Like, you die, you can hop back into another one, boom, boom. You're just constantly in action. Whereas in AirRB, if you have one guy that doesn't want to fight, you're not going to see him, ever. Like, there's no countering that. And I understand that that's not necessarily Gaijin's fault. It's just the way that AirRB is set up right now, where there's no real way to punish people who are playing so passive and dragging games on. Like, I think this game had, like, an hour-long timer. Or maybe 50 minutes, I'm not entirely sure. And so, I had to sit here for 3 minutes looking for a guy who just eventually just crashed into the ground. So, I don't really understand the whole, like, I'm trying to think of ways to fix this, right? Like, because nobody wants to sit here and fly around. I mean, yes, flying is fun, don't get me wrong, I love being a pilot and everything, but when you're not in combat, and for somebody who has mild to severe ADHD and has to always be doing something, part of why I love gaming, it's just super boring, and it just really drives me away from the game mode. The only time I ever sit down and I think, like in my spare time, and I just sit down and I think, alright, you know what, today I'm gonna play AirRB. No, the only reason why I think that is because I need to grind out a jet because I want my top tier lineup to be complete. And it's not complete unless I have, say, an F-84 in the lineup with my M103 or something like that. Like, I don't want to play AirRB because it's fun. I want to play it because I need to grind quicker. And yeah, you can say, oh, go play arcade. Arcade's a lot more fun. This is just how RB is. But at the end of the day, this grants so much more RP, in my opinion, than Air Arcade ever will. And it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, I understand why Air Arcade is there, right? Like, it's a lot more hectic. It's, arcadey, basically. And while that's, like, fun and everything, I like playing with the realistic controls and the realistic flight models. I just wish that there was a realistic flight model where, for example, the Enduring Confrontations. That is a lot of fun. I love that, but that's just because it's constant action. There are so many players flying to one area, especially with the recent events that they did, where there were no spotting mechanics for the actual planes and you had to identify your target before you shot it down. Yeah, you usually shot down a friendly or they shot you down a couple of times in that game, but it was still so much more fun because it was different. And that kind of gets on to another point that I want to make, and that is that there's just not a lot of variation. It's the same thing, just like Ground Forces. Ground Forces has the same problem as this. It's always the same thing. There's not a variation in game modes, and it's just not, it gets stale, basically, right? Like, you're taking off from an airfield You fly, you climb, you get there, you shoot a plane down, and then get shot down, rinse and repeat. There's no inherent objective. And even for bombers, like bombers, yeah, you have an objective, which is to bomb the bases or the airfield. That's it. That's all you do. So I think I was watching Slickbee's podcast with I think it's Cathflower, Oxygen Thief, and Crocodile Tears, bro. I think he was supposed to be there, but he never shows up. Freaking Croc, you old geezer. But yeah, they were talking about game modes and stuff that they could add, and it was mostly focused around naval forces. But I think it would work in Tank RB and Air RB as well. Like, so you have set AI destinations, right? So say you have a bomber formation, and they're flying to bomb a target. Now you have fighters, or for example, certain players can be in that bomber formation as a bomber, right? So you can have certain players in bombers, so bombers still have a role. You can have fighters on the outside escorting them, and it's almost like search and destroy in Call of Duty, if you will. You have a team that defends and a team that attacks. And so I think I'm not going to get too much into it because I am by no means a great person when it comes to game modes. Like, I don't know if that would be fun. I think it would be pretty cool, but I haven't played it. I don't know how it would work in War Thunder. At the end of the day, I don't know unless it existed. So, at the end of the day, it really just comes down to me not having fun in this and me not being good at it. Now, obviously, you get better at something by playing it a lot, right? So, if I played Air RB more, I would be a lot better at it. However, I don't enjoy it because it's so stale and so boring, and you have so many passive players and the games take forever, and then the RP is sort of okay, but it's not the best, and it's like, okay, but you can play arcade, but I don't like arcade as much as RP. So it just gets into this vicious cycle where, it's just not fun, and I don't play it. And that's why I don't upload content on Air RB. But hopefully this video was, not too boring for you guys to watch. For the people who did watch this all the way to the end, I want to know your thoughts. Do you have conflicting opinions on Air RB than I do? Like, what do you think about what I just said? Like, do you agree? What are your opinions? And, like, do you have any ideas that would make this better? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm sorry for ranting so long, but honestly, it's partly because I don't have a video plan for today, and I'm so bad at Air RB, I could not get a good game in any plane. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video / rant. If you did, leave a like. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on Wednesday.